My closest friend messaged me. Man, there's a video you really need to watch. It involves your wife. I answered, send it over. The footage showed her together with my manager at a lodging. Instead of facing her directly, I passed the clip along to human resources and to her mother and father. I'm 35, male. We'd been married 6 years and together 9 altogether. No children yet, although we'd been attempting to start a family for the past 2 years. Looking back now, I'm convinced she wasn't putting in the effort she pretended to. Last Thursday afternoon, my lifelong buddy, my college roommate, my best man when I got married, and I was his when he did, sent that message. He never sends dramatic texts unless the situation is serious. Friend, bro, I've got footage you have to see. It's about your wife. Me, what sort of footage? Friend, either call me when you're ready, or I'll send it, but brace yourself. Me, just send it. He forwarded a 38-second clip. That was enough to shatter everything. The recording was shot from the far side of a hotel reception area. My wife is walking linked arm in arm with a guy I knew instantly, my regional director, the one who'd given me 2 promotions, attended our wedding, congratulated me with a firm handshake, and greeted me with that wide grin every Monday. They were both chuckling. She pressed against him the same way she used to press against me. Then they stepped into an elevator. The video cuts off as the doors slide shut on them. I phoned my friend right away. Where did this come from? My cousin is on the front desk there. She spotted them checking in yesterday. She knew your wife from pictures on social media after the wedding. She messaged me right away and then sent this over. They booked one room. She saw them take the single key card. One room, one night. I sat motionless for maybe 5 minutes, eyes locked on my screen. Play. Pause. Play. Pause. That genuine laugh she makes when she's truly content. The comfortable way her palm rested on his forearm. 6 years of marriage erased in under 40 seconds. Here's something about my personality. I'm not the type to yell or explode. I think quietly, weigh options logically, then take action. Some people shout and smash things and insist on explanations. I strategize. My friend asked what my next move would be. I said I'd call him later. In the following 20 minutes, I settled on 3 steps. Step 1, human resources. Our employee manual has a clear rule against romantic relationships between supervisors and those who report to them. Any such connection has to be reported right away, otherwise it's grounds for dismissal. My boss had been involved with his subordinate spouse. I'm not sure if that exact scenario is listed, but it definitely qualifies as improper behavior, a serious conflict, and misuse of authority. He'd influenced my pay raises, my advancement, my assignments, all while carrying on with my wife. I emailed the clip to the HR head along with a short note. I think this creates a major conflict and likely breaks our conduct rules. The woman is my spouse. The man is my immediate boss. I'm asking for a prompt review and a shift in my reporting line until this is sorted. Step 2, her parents. My in-laws are old school. Attend church every Sunday. Family dinner every Wednesday. Quick to judge. They were always polite to me, though a bit distant at first. Probably hoped she'd marry someone wealthier, but they came around. I sent the video to my mother-in-law with one line. I felt you needed to see this before I start divorce proceedings tomorrow. Step 3, legal help. I reached out to a divorce lawyer a colleague had used after his own split, left a voicemail describing the basics, and requested an urgent appointment the next day. Then I returned to my desk, completed my tasks, answered messages, sat through a 3 p.m. presentation where my boss went over quarterly figures and flashed me 2 smiles. I returned them. I arrived home at 6:30. She was already there, behaving normally. Cooking dinner, pasta, garlic toast, the scent of herbs filling the kitchen. Hey love, she said, giving me a quick kiss on the cheek. How was your day? Fine. Yours? Busy but good. We ate side by side, watched television. She headed to bed around 10. I stayed up working. By 11 the fallout had begun. My mother-in-law had viewed the clip with her husband. She tried phoning my wife 6 times. Calls ignored since the phone was silenced for sleep, but I watched the screen light up repeatedly from across the living room. The HR director had replied, "We're handling this as priority. Come to my office first thing tomorrow. Do not speak with your supervisor." My attorney confirmed a 7 a.m. slot. I slept on the sofa, claiming I'd dozed off watching shows when she saw me there in the morning. She left for her job at 8. I headed out at 6:45. The chain reaction had started. She simply hadn't realized yet. Update 1. For days afterward, wow, this exploded. Here's the sequence. Friday, 7 a.m. Lawyer meeting. She was straightforward. In our state, infidelity doesn't greatly change property split, but it can influence maintenance payments. Keep records of everything. Stay in the home. Don't conceal anything. Play it straight. She drafted the opening documents. Filing planned for Monday unless I backed out. 8:30 a.m. HR session. The director seemed uneasy. We examined the recording and identified both people. We also checked lodging records. This wasn't isolated. Several bookings were made using his company card. Multiple occasions. They placed him on paid leave during the probe. I'd report to his boss temporarily. One question. Did you have any idea before you sent us this? No. My friend's relative works at the hotel. She recognized my wife and reached out. I'm very sorry you learned this way. Same here. 10 a.m. First message from my wife. My mom won't stop calling. Do you know why? You should probably ring her back. Is something wrong? Just call her. By 12:47 p.m. the explosions hit. She phoned me sobbing uncontrollably. You sent that clip to my parents. How could you do this to me? You're asking me how I could? It isn't what it appears. Let me explain. You booked a hotel room with my boss, multiple times, according to HR. What explanation fixes that? It just happened. I felt so alone. You've been so far away lately. I've been distant because I've been grinding 60-hour weeks for a guy who's been sleeping with my wife. I'm finished. I'm filing Monday. She came home early. The argument was intense. She stormed in around 2 p.m. I'd taken a personal day and was waiting. We have to discuss this. No, we don't. You can't throw away 6 years over a single error. HR says multiple bookings. Her expression changed for a second. Those were business meals. Business meals that needed a bedroom? Come on. It wasn't always, stop. I don't want the details. I want out. Then the sense of entitlement kicked in. You can't just leave. We have a whole life. The house, our circle, everything we created. You should have considered that before you slept with my manager. He chased me. I was in a weak place. You've ignored me for months. So feeling ignored made you cheat instead of telling me? I did try talking. You never paid attention. Silence. Because she hadn't. She simply turned elsewhere. That's what I figured. Her mom called during the shouting match. My wife picked up. I could hear the yelling from the other end. Her dad apparently insisted she come home right away to account for herself. Her younger sister, the perfect one, had watched the clip and was heartbroken. After hanging up, she spun toward me with real anger. You destroyed my family ties. No, you destroyed them. I only made sure they saw the truth. She booked a hotel that night. Irony at its finest. Monday morning I filed. My former boss was formally let go for policy violations and professional misconduct. The probe discovered he'd used company funds for the relationship, corporate card for rooms, claiming client meals that were actually dates with my wife. He's now threatening a wrongful dismissal lawsuit. Best of luck with that. My wife hired her own attorney. She's demanding the house, half my retirement savings, and maintenance payments because she gave up career growth for our marriage. She chose part-time work voluntarily. I never pressured her. This will be a battle. Update 2. 2 weeks later, the entitlement keeps climbing to new heights. First, she moved back into our house. Her lawyer advised her not to vacate the shared home if she wants to argue for it. So now we coexist while divorcing. She's in the spare bedroom. I'm in the master. Serious matters go through attorneys. Everyday stuff gets icy courtesy. But she couldn't stop there. She escalated. Tactic 1. Fake report. Last Tuesday, 2 police officers knocked. Someone had phoned in a domestic incident at our address. Claims of shouting and possible violence. They were polite but doubtful when they saw a peaceful scene. I explained the ongoing divorce. They wrote it up and left. My doorbell camera showed 0 yelling, 0 drama. I sent it to my lawyer. She logged it as possible intimidation. Tactic 2. Smear campaign. She's been telling mutual friends that I was emotionally controlling and abusive, and she sought comfort elsewhere. She avoids outright denying the affair. Too many saw the video, but she paints herself as the injured party. A few friends messaged me, unsure what to believe. I kept my replies short. She was unfaithful. I filed. That's the story. I'm not joining a mudslinging contest. Still, I lost some friends. Either they bought her version or chose neutrality, which usually means picking her side. It stings, but it shows who's real. Tactic 3. Money lockdown. She persuaded a judge to freeze our accounts temporarily, claiming I might empty them and abandon her. Classic projection. My attorney got the order adjusted. No big transactions without court okay. Suits me fine. I've got nothing to hide. During financial disclosure, her side asked for all my statements and accounts. Standard. My side asked for hers. Surprise. She has a private savings account her parents opened long ago. No issue there, except she'd been transferring small sums, $100, $200, from our joint grocery budget into it for months. Total around $4,000. Undisclosed marital money. Her attorney claimed it was separate property because her parents started it. My attorney proved the recent deposits came from joint funds. The judge was displeased, demanded complete transparency, and warned that any more concealed assets would hurt her in the final split. She was livid and blamed me for embarrassing her in front of the court. Sorry, did I force you to hide funds? Did I force the lies? Meanwhile, my ex-boss isn't handling termination gracefully. He appeared at my workplace last week. Security blocked him at the entrance. He's barred, but he shouted long enough to make a spectacle about how I ruined his life, and this isn't finished. Police arrived, he left. I documented it. My lawyer is thrilled. Every irrational move strengthens our position. His own wife discovered everything. They're divorcing too. She contacted me via social media, not to commiserate, just to say she's sorry we both went through this. Turns out he'd done something similar 3 years earlier with another employee's partner. That time the woman stayed quiet. His wife forgave him. Not anymore. I messaged my best friend. Remember when you hesitated about sending the clip? He answered, brothers protect brothers. Exactly. Final update. 6 weeks post-filing divorce is complete. It dragged because she contested nearly everything, but it's over. Outcome. House was sold. Neither could afford to buy the other out, and neither wanted the memories. After mortgage payoff, equity divided roughly 50/50. She got a slightly larger share due to reduced earning potential during marriage. Whatever. I netted about $87,000. Retirement accounts split 50/50. I lost roughly $120,000 of my 401k to her. 2 decades of contributions halved in a moment. That one stings. Maintenance. 3 years at $1,400 monthly. Her side wanted 5 years at $2,200. Mine argued she's able to work full-time and chose not to. Judge settled in the middle. Still frustrating, but it could have been far worse. Personal belongings divided reasonably. I kept my vehicle, tools, gadgets. She kept her jewelry, chosen furniture, her car. Minor squabbles over who purchased what weren't worth more lawyer bills. The dog hurt most. We adopted him 5 years back. She claimed primary caregiver status since she worked part-time and handled more feedings. Judge gave him to her. I broke down crying alone in my car afterward. The only time I cried during this entire ordeal. Total divorce expense, around $22,000 in attorney fees, half my retirement, plus over $50,000 in support over 3 years. Costly tuition, but I'm out. Her consequences. Her parents have barely spoken to her in weeks. Her mom still calls me sometimes, apologizing for her daughter's actions and checking on me. It's uncomfortable yet oddly touching. They're decent folks who raised a child who chose poorly. Her social circle mostly dropped her once the complete picture emerged. My husband was emotionally unavailable. Doesn't land well when everyone knows you carried on with his boss for 8 months. Her affair partner, my ex-boss, is untouchable in our field now. Word spread about the firing reason. Firms avoid hiring leaders who bed their employees' spouses and bill the company for it. Last I heard, he landed at a tiny firm for much lower pay. His wife cleaned him out in their split. Well-deserved. Me. I'm leasing a nice apartment. Smaller than the house, but no ghosts in every corner. Work feels healthier. New boss is direct. No strange hierarchies. The promotion I'd been waiting on finally came through. Turns out my old boss had quietly stalled it to avoid risking his secret. The extra salary nearly offsets the support payments. Nearly. Dating, not ready. Therapist says I need time to heal first. She's correct. Trust is damaged. My best friend stopped by last weekend with pizza and beer. We gamed until 2 a.m. like college days. At one point he mentioned, This whole thing kicked off because my cousin spotted your wife at that hotel. Yeah, tell her thank you. I'd rather know the truth than stay blind. I did. She said you're welcome. What I've taken away, watch the little signals. In hindsight, there were clues. Phone always screen down, more frequent girls' nights, growing emotional and physical distance. I dismissed it as typical married couple drift. It wasn't. Keep evidence. The clip, reservation logs, company card charges, all critical. Without solid proof, it becomes a word-against-word mess. Don't aim to win the divorce. Some advised dragging it out, making her suffer. That's not realistic. Lawyers win longest. I pushed for equitable terms, accepted fair offers, and escaped cleanly. Rage fades gradually. Early weeks were fueled by fury and adrenaline. Now I mostly feel exhausted and melancholy. 6 years vanished, yet I'm also liberated. The bond was fractured well before I saw that video. At least now I understand the reason. One last note. My ex-wife texted yesterday, first direct message since the decree. I know you probably despise me, but I need to say I'm sorry. Not just for being exposed, for what I actually did. I don't expect you to forgive me. I just had to tell you. I read it 3 times. Didn't reply? Certain apologies arrive too late to repair anything. Some fires, once started, burn the bridge permanently. I'm at peace with that. To anyone wondering whether I regret forwarding the video to HR and her parents instead of confronting her alone first, not even slightly. She had months to confess. She picked deception. I delivered the outcome she created. That isn't vengeance. It's simply consequences. Now it's time to construct something new.